Hey everybody, welcome to the Healthy SBC Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Sutton. I'm here with Briant Garcia today with 318 Latino. We're going to be talking about all the amazing things he does here in our community in Shreveport-Bossier City and just get to know him a lot better. Briant, thanks for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure.
Awesome, man. Well, just introduce yourself to the audience and just tell us what you do here in Shreveport.
Absolutely. My name is Briant Garcia. I am the owner of 318 Latino and a co-founder of the Hispanic Heritage Association of Northwest Louisiana. My main goal is to help the Hispanic community improve in various ways, such as education, business, trying to help the Hispanic community just be empowered overall. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell.
Yeah, I love that. So why did you start that?
You can say it got handed down to me.
Okay.
My mom, whenever we came to the United States, she started a magazine that was called Vida Latino Magazine. At age 14, she gave me a camera and said, I need you to learn how to use this. Eventually that grew from just learning how to use a camera to like, I need you to do the translations for me. I need you to design a website for me. I need you to learn how to edit video because we're going digital. I need you to learn how to do this and that. And overall, I just got all these self-taught skills from YouTube that, you know, by the age of, I think, 18, I started my first marketing company where I was just helping, you know, individuals and businesses do a little bit of marketing, a little bit of social media advertising and stuff like that. And it just, it grew from seeing my mom doing what she does.
Right, yeah. And so obviously she was very passionate about that.
It still is, absolutely.
Good. Now, does she help you out still, or?
So yeah, actually now we work together. We worked on the magazine, then we worked on a radio together, and in 2019, certain things happened to where that radio station was no longer going to be a Latino radio station. So we decided to start our own thing. I started 318 Latino. She started Latin Media Communications, and together we started, along with Maria Sermons, the Hispanic Heritage Association of Northwest Louisiana, HHA for short.
HHA, got it. I won't forget that probably. I love that. And so before y'all started the 318 Latino and all the other stuff, was there anything like that here in the area?
Not quite to the magnitude that we brought. So when I came to the United States, here in Shreveport, there was one church that offered Spanish service. There was like 3 restaurants that were Latino owned, 1 Hispanic store, and at the time, I think the only media that was happening was like a church-written pamphlet, and that was like the main communication among Hispanics. And my mom saw an issue that she wanted to solve. She wanted to help us communicate and integrate and be more open as a community. So she started that through the Vida Latino magazine. It was an immediate hit. People started seeing, you know, it was always a social and very community related. So articles were about people who were doing good things within our community, athletes, students, people who were opening businesses, people who were just doing things for the community. And of course, we actually know people that still collect them, that have some of our first magazines. You know, a lot of socials, a lot of people's quinceañeras and weddings and stuff like that. So people really took kindly to the type of work my mom was doing, and I saw a passion that helped me instill, you know, kind of what I wanted to do in this community as well.
Yeah, I love that. I think anytime you start serving people, they pick up on that.
Oh, absolutely.
And they say, okay, you know, Bryant's here to help us. Like, he's not, you know, trying to profit off us or whatever. Obviously, you know, if you have a business, you want it to profit, but you're not not doing it at the expense of other people.
Right.
And you're there to serve the community. And I love that you say, hey, we started highlighting, you know, people that were doing good, athletes that are doing good, because, you know, I know, well, you already said that they weren't getting the recognition that they wanted or could have gotten.
Right, absolutely. It seemed, at least at that point, that in order to have recognition, you had to prove yourself beyond and above the average.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's how this got started.
I love that. So started out with a magazine and doing the radio station, and then how did the Hispanic Heritage Association come along? That was later, right?
Right, that was later. We actually founded that organization last year. However, we've been doing events from a long time ago. It just never clicked or it never dawned on us that by having a nonprofit, we can actually go after bigger fish when it comes to funding the stuff that we're doing. And it just didn't click, I guess, that we needed to set an actual entity to do all the things that we've been doing. But I mean, from a very long time ago, we're doing Day of the Dead events, we were doing the Noche de Gala, we were doing the Hispanic Heritage Festival, Teachers Appreciation Day, the Little Entrepreneurs event. So there's so many events that we started doing. The Hispanic Day at the State Fair, Louisiana, which, by the way, that has grown to be the largest day at the State Fair, Louisiana.
That's awesome.
So you can see a sea of Hispanic people from the stage all the way to the midway at the fair. And it's awesome that we've been able to do that. But just because we just recently started the organization or founded the organization itself doesn't mean we haven't been doing this for well over a decade.
Sure. You know, I think that's pretty common, Brian. Like, you see people that have been serving in some kind of capacity, and then they start to do, hey, look, if we organize this and get an entity, like you said, 501c3, where we can move forward and get bigger things and better things for the community.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. So I just started a charity myself, dealing with senior citizens and doing things like that. And I haven't had a meeting. I don't have a bank account yet. I've just got it approved. But it's the same thing. It's like, okay, I've been helping these people forever, but now I can actually help and ask people for money. Whereas before I might put a Facebook post and say, hey, I got a lady who needs a box fan or something, or an air conditioner. Can somebody donate $70? And then I have nothing to give back. Well, now I can say, okay, now you can deduct it for your taxes. And it just helps a little bit, and also gives you a little bit more credibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what kind of things other than the state fair and things like that are you doing with 318 Latino and just other?
So coming up soon, we're actually partnering with Red River Revel, where they're I'm sure you've seen some flyers out there, but this year's Red River Revel's theme is going to be called Vámonos Riendo, which translates into Let's Go Laughing. It's going to be very Latino themed. There's a lot of bands coming up, mariachi, and
amazing.
And we're actually uniting our Day of the Dead festival within the Red River Revel.
Okay.
So if you come to the Red River Revel, you get a chance to be a part of the Day of the Dead festival.
Oh wow!
And it's pretty awesome that we get to partner with big entities like the Red River Revel. We actually had a Latino Day at the Mudbug Madness this year. So we're seeing these big festivals, these big organizations, seeing what we're being able to do within the community, and they're like, all right, we see the potential, we see the power of the Hispanic community. We want to make sure that they are being served within our organization as well. So we're very excited that we get to make that impact in our community.
It's amazing. I mean, because there is a very large Latino community here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's grown exponentially in the last decade. I believe ever since Katrina, a lot of families started coming here and building homes and setting roots and starting families. And I mean, there's some high schools here that have up to a 17% Hispanic population. That only gives you an idea of how big the population is growing into. It's kind of hard to tell you exact numbers. The Hispanic population, due to certain reasons, doesn't always fill out the census.
Sure.
So I can't give you exact numbers. However, I can take you to certain places and show you how big our community really is.
Yeah, I love that. Now, you said you came to America. How old were you when you came to the United States?
I was 9 years old.
Okay, and where did y'all come from?
I came here from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, my mom used to sell computers for a very large broker in Mexico. If you need she would sell like large scale for like organizations, schools, big businesses. She would sell large numbers of computers, and she would travel around the world to make those orders as well. And in one of those flights, she met my stepdad, who's an airman, and Barksdale Air Force Base. So this is where we go.
That's how everybody gets here. I love that. How did you feel as far as when you came from Mexico to the United States? Was it like a culture shock? What did you go through with that?
So yeah, I remember. I've always been very fast at learning. I'm very thankful for that. Obviously, I had no idea of how to speak the language. I remember when I was brought here, I was actually held back a year. Not because of any lack of knowledge, or I mean, I believe that mathematics, even in Mexico, are a little bit more advanced than here in the United States, at least by one grade. But I'm not 100% sure. I've seen that happen to a few Hispanic families. When they come here, they get held back a year, and I think it's just to help them integrate with the school. But I learned English in about 6 months.
Amazing.
And after that, I still had to go to ESL, but it was more of a choice because of schools. I think before I even hit high school, I was in regular English classes rather than ESL.
Right.
And by the time I got to high school, I was allowed to choose instead of having to go to the school that offers ESL, because that was also an issue here in Caddo Parish. Not every school offered ESL, so I had to go to a school that was way out of my way for me to, learn the English the correct way. But that was one of the biggest things. It was very interesting the first 2 years because I was in a class with just foreign people and none of us spoke English.
Wow.
So we all, I made friends with people who were Black, Indian, Japanese, Cambodian, a lot of different races, and only like 5 or 6 of us spoke Spanish, and they were not even Mexican. They were from Venezuela, Colombia, so the culture shock was different as well, because even though we spoke the same language, it was like English and England English.
Yeah.
Redneck English. Right. So it was completely different dialects. So a lot of times we had to communicate with hand signals and try to find a way to play and be and be friends.
Right.
So I think that particular experience helped me with being open to seeing people for who they are, and maybe not what they look like or how they sound or anything like that. It was a very beautiful experience.
Yeah, I love that. So I grew up here in Louisiana, in the South, white, and sometimes we start to think, okay, well, if you don't look like me, then maybe we can't talk or whatever.
Right.
But that's so ridiculous. And then as you get older, I guess not all of us do, but I was like, okay, it doesn't matter if I'm white, Black, Hispanic, we're all people.
Right.
And now, I know as a Christian, we're all God's creation. He loves each every one of us the same. It doesn't matter. But it's so crazy to me that we still treat people differently.
I think to some degree, instinctively, we're a little bit tribal. We're a little bit tribal.
Yeah.
You stick to what you know. You kind of stick to what you like. One of my biggest concerns with my Hispanic community is to not self-segregate.
Yes.
A lot of Hispanics will go to places that speak their language or look like the way they look like just because it's familiar, but I want to help push them to get out of that comfort zone. That's one of the biggest reasons why I want to help entities like the Red River Revel and Mudbug Madness and other festivals to include the Latino community so that they can invite them and to be more a part of the community, a part of what's going on in our area.
Yeah, it is hard, and I think it's funny because we do self-segregate. It's like when I go somewhere, even if there's 50, Broadmoor, I go to Broadmoor Baptist. I get there. Well, I still sit with the people that are in my Sunday school class that my kids play with, and it's like I'm not one of those that you sat in my seat, you got to move. But we do that, and it is natural, I think. But I love that you're doing that because I really feel like one, we can't grow when we're in our comfort zone.
Right.
And you're not going to do anything extraordinary just sitting in your comfort zone. So I think that's important to, that we all have our little parts of society that we serve and help, and we try to push them out.
Yeah, I look at my group of acquaintances, of friends, of people that I do business with, and they're of all creeds, all colors, all places. One of my best friends right now is Wendell Riley, the director of the Robinson Film Center, and he's definitely not from here. You can tell in his accent. So I try to keep an open mind as to not what I see, but who you are, what you have to offer the community, and what I can help you with.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. One of my favorite people on this planet is named Mike Chua. He's in Tennessee. He's from the Philippines. He's still not an American citizen. He's been here for 10 or 15 years. He's been trying to become a citizen, and it's just hard. and so he's almost been deported once because his work visa. Anyway, he's a great guy. He has 3 physical therapy clinics in Tennessee. He works harder than anybody I've ever met in my life. He's just an amazing person. He doesn't look like me, he doesn't sound like me, but I love the guy to death. And he just is a testament to what you can do if you work hard and you love on people and you serve your community. And if I was of the mindset of if you don't look like me, you don't talk like me, we don't interact, then I would have never met him. But he's just this amazing guy that pushes people to be better. And he travels all over the country speaking about dementia and just different things like that. So, man, I love your message for your community and for our broader Shreveport-Bossier City community. We need more of that. What events do y'all have coming up here soon that we need to know about?
Right. So in September we have a couple of events. Carthage, Texas is doing their first ever Dia de la Independencia Mexicana. So first Independence Mexican.
Okay.
Mexican Independence Day, and they're doing a festival for this. It's kind of difficult speaking about that because obviously we're in America. We came to this country, like we left one country to come to another one. But I mean, there's pride in being Mexican. There's a culture. There's a nostalgia of being back there and being able to celebrate that here in the United States. Obviously, in respect to where we're at now, it's wonderful. So that's going to be September 14th in Carthage, Texas, at the Carthage Community. I gotta remember the name of the location. We'll put it in there. In September 28th, we have the Hispanic Information here in Broadmoor Baptist Church. I'm a Broadmoor Baptist myself, so that's going to be a place where if you have a business where you want to cater directly to the Hispanic community, you can have a free booth. All the information is on hhanwla.org. Free booth. All we ask is that you either have somebody there that speaks Spanish or you have some information in Spanish, and we will have some translators available for that day. We have a seminar coming up that's going to be very important for those people that are actually wanting to grab the Latino market, that you're thinking, all right, I see the growth, I see the potential, I see the purchasing power of the Latino community. If you want to grab that market, you need to come to the seminar. We have Jose Sanchez, who is a lawyer. We have the former president of LULAC, Domingo Garcia. We have somebody from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce here in Shreveport. Rosalba Quiroz, who works with the Catholic Diocese here in Shreveport. I think she's the vice president. And I'm missing one more, but we're having a wide range of speakers that are going to, Michael Becerra, who works with LSUS. He's a professor, he's a writer, he's a researcher. And you're gonna get 20, 30, 40 plus years of experience knocked down into a ball of, look, this is what you need to learn if you want to work with the Hispanic community. You're gonna learn a lot about how you're able to reach that market and how you can help them. This is obviously brought to you by the Hispanic Heritage Association of Northwest Louisiana. As I mentioned, we're doing Day of the Dead with the Red River Revel. And in October 12th, we have what's called Noche de Gala. This is our award ceremony. This is where we recognize people who are doing outstanding things in our community. Doctors, lawyers, professionals, students. We're giving out $10,000 in scholarships, I believe, thanks to Ms. Lorelli. She has been doing a wonderful job at reaching out. She's actually the one taking point at making sure that these students are getting these scholarships. She's the one going through all the applications. Like she's doing a lot of work, and I'm very grateful for her part in this. And the Noche de Gala is just a must attend if you want to network with leadership here in the Latino community. That's, I think, November 30th. Little Entrepreneurs Market. If you want your kids to learn how to set up shop, how to do taxes, how to make a business plan, how to actually sell. Like, we work with these kids from start to finish on, all right, what's your business plan? Oh, you want to sell your old toys? Cool, let's do that. It's profitable. Let's see, all right, if you sell your toys for this much, how much money you're gonna make. You're going to learn about insurance. You're going to learn about taxes. You're going to learn about registering your business. Obviously, a lot of that is play money, but when they're actually selling their things, they're getting real money.
Yeah.
We have a group that did kind of like a lemonade and snack stands on the last one that we did, and they're at the farmers market now.
I love
they're
it.
doing a great job.
I love that.
So when we did this several years ago, my mom started this at the State Fair of Louisiana, and one of the kids at the time that did this with us now has a business, and he's part of our board. So we're super grateful that this is something that gives back to the community and that they're giving back now. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be part of all of this.
Yeah, and you're a huge blessing to the community. Now I really want to interview your mom. That's who I want to interview. And hear her part of all this. This is amazing. Man, that's so much stuff. I ask people, what are they doing? We've got an event one day and we're doing this, but you got so much coming up for the community. So I feel like maybe I need to jump in and help you some, but also, congratulations to all the stuff you're doing.
Thank you. I gotta say, a lot of it's my mom. A lot of it is all the volunteers that we have. Shout out to Gabriela, our assistant. I call her an assistant, but she's not. She's so much more than that. She basically coordinates a lot of this stuff for us. So we're super grateful. We've worked with Taco Wars, and Gabriela recently just became part of the board of directors of Taco Wars. So it's just constant things that are happening that make me really excited about being able to help Latinos be put in positions where they can be helpful to the community.
Right, that's awesome. Congrats. I want to say one more thing about what you said about the Mexican heritage, the event that y'all are having. You should have pride in where you came from. You should have pride in your heritage.
Absolutely.
Just because we're all Americans. I was thinking about this yesterday because I was with Dr. Natalia and Victoria and Lauren Geese at the Remington, and they are from Argentina.
Yeah.
And
Dr. Natalia used to do a show with us.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
They're awesome.
And I thought, none of us are from here.
Right.
Other than Native Americans. We're all from somewhere else, so why shouldn't we have pride in where we come from?
Mm-hmm.
Again, congrats to all the stuff you're doing. Brian, if there's just one last thing you want to talk about, your passion about personal, professional, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to encourage business owners. This is something that popped to my mind not too long ago. A lot of the times when I get an American business trying to hire me or ask me to do marketing for them, it's because they want to have a hiring where they see the Hispanic community as labor. One of these entities was, let's just say, a big chain restaurant. I'm not going to drop names.
Yeah, please don't.
But they wanted me to just do hiring, and I was like, I can do that, but why not marketing for them as a purchasing, as a client?
Right.
And they're like, well, I don't know, I don't think about that. I was like, we have a huge Hispanic population here.
Right.
Don't just see us as labor, see us as a potential client, because the Hispanic purchasing power here is huge. And it just hit me when that big chain told me about that. And I looked back and I was like, all right, about 80% of the American companies that hire me, they're hiring me for that specifically. So I would encourage companies to see the Hispanic market here in the Shreveport-Bossier area as the huge purchasing power that they are as clients, and as somebody that will bring you, a lot of cash to your shop.
Yeah, we can buy stuff.
Absolutely.
Awesome, I love that. I think that's a great word, and man, I've just loved this interview, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.